Hello. This feels weird. Everything's different. Even my computer's in a different spot than normal. Monitor, rather. Hello, Culinary. Nice to see you. So I guess you get to see more of the side of my face than usual. Hope you are doing well. So I'm going to do my own shout-outs because my wife is watching anime. I'm going to make a keyboard and a little Lego set. And mostly I wanted to test out this setup. When I first started out streaming, I did a bunch of Lego sets, and then I was like, okay, I gotta buy less Lego sets because I don't have anywhere to put them anymore. So I haven't done a Lego set in a long time, but I got one for my birthday last month. And I can't build a frickin' transforming Optimus Prime and not share that with all of y'all. So I needed to figure out a new setup. Our desk has changed since then. Our whole camera setup is a little bit different. So I just wanted to try out this setup and see if it works well, if there's anything I need to tweak before I stream my much more exciting Lego set. So I've got this keyboard we're going to put together, and then after that, assuming we have time, which I don't see why not, I'll do this little LEGO Millennium Falcon. This was actually a stocking stuffer from Unsecret Crush's mom that I got for Christmas. Just about to holler if you were actually live or just testing the mic. Well, now you know. So this keyboard right here, started out with this game right here, Zork 1. This is basically the first adventure game I ever played. This is the original disc we had for our Macintosh when I was a kid, back in like '86. And I spent so many hours on Zork 1. And I would really like to play it again and share it with y'all. So I've been planning to do a series of older Mac games. I think there's lots of interesting games, both that I played and that I was aware of but was never able to play, from the early Mac days of monochrome screens and everything, that I would like to share. So eventually I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to start with Zork. And I was thinking about that eventual stream, and I was like, oh shoot, that doesn't have any sound at all. And generally I don't worry that much about sound, but like I've never really played a completely silent game, so I just started thinking about, well, maybe I could do some stream beats or something, and then I started thinking about like no, there's a wide variety of stream beats tunes available, but like none of them really felt like Zork vibes to me. So then I started thinking, what does Zork sound like? And then I thought about keyboards, and like the sound of Zork is definitely the sound of a clunky old Mac keyboard. So then I started thinking about, is there a way that I could, does anyone make like a modern keyboard that's like, either, a replica or at least inspired by early Mac keyboards? Hey, Kima, welcome. That would be cool. I barely remember the Zork series nor the other text adventures from that era, like Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, I played quite a few of those games growing up, but for me, Zork was the big one. Like back then, we didn't have any way to get hints for it. Like, I mean, I'm sure if I was pretty young, so like, I don't think I really knew what kind of options existed. I'm sure if I was a little older, I could have like figured out how to like, I don't know, dial into a BBS or something, or whatever options might have existed then. Although I don't know if our computer is really capable of that. But anyways, I didn't have access to any hints at the time. So I really struggled with a lot of things and just spent so much time trying to puzzle through stuff. And I actually was not even able to complete the game until like, I want to say like 20 years later, when I somehow came across some info about the game that like talked about one example that always comes to mind that I got stuck with was there's a maze in the game. A maze of twisty little passages all alike. And if you walk from one room to another, you will just end up in another room that's indistinct from the rest. And you can't map it out either. If you try to map it out, you'll just kind of... You won't get anywhere. Because it's not consistent where you go from one area to the next, even if you're going in, consistent directions. So eventually I learned the secret to that, and that was one of the things that finally let me get through and complete the game. I'm hesitating because I guess I'll spoil the puzzle, which is that if you drop an item in one of those rooms, then it's no longer like the rest of the rooms. So once you have an item in each area, then you can make your way around and figure out how to get through the maze, which is a fascinating idea for a puzzle. It makes a lot of sense, but like, if you have never dealt with a puzzle like that, it's kind of hard to come up with that solution. It was fascinating to play games back then, just because like, especially with a text parser game, it's so hard to know what your options are. And that was definitely an obstacle with a lot of puzzles in Zork. Some Outer Wilds stuff. I still have not played Outer Wilds. So getting back to the keyboard, I did some searching and came across this set of keycaps. And this is not inspired by the keyboards I grew up with. Well, initially. Let's look at Safari here, and this is an image search for more or less the type of keyboard I grew up with. Like this setup here is pretty much exactly what we had. Well, we didn't have this. This is like a much more modern laser printer, I think. But the computer and the keyboard, like the separate number pad, I always thought was a really cool design. It's got like the main keyboard has a cord that goes to the computer, and then it's got a second port that the number pad connects to. You can switch sides if you want. You can detach it if you don't need it or whatever. And it's a very simple keyboard, like no F keys. I lost my cursor. Where'd my cursor go? And just a nice design. This is the type of keyboard that the keycap set I have is modeled after. This is later, like in the 90s. This Apple Extended Keyboard 2 was a really popular keyboard and continues to be even today. I was never nearly as attached to it as a lot of people were, but it was certainly a nice keyboard and enjoyable to use, and still has like those, you know, early era Mac vibes. Here's a close-up of one of those. So the printing on this set and like the color of the keys is very clearly inspired by this. And then this, oh, what happened? I had this open to a specific photo, but it's gone now. There we go. So this is the keycap set I got from Drop. I don't know how you pronounce BIP, BIP. I think that's the username of the designer of the set. And then MT3 is a certain type of keys, like basically the shape of the key is unique and interesting, and I think it'll have a nice feel that'll be comfortable for me. So switching scenes here. Let me catch up on chat. Adventure games were generally hesitant to just drop objects which might come in handy later in the game, so that's a devious game mechanic. Yeah, for sure. And like, I'm pretty sure you basically had to drop an item in each room, so you would have to drop a good number of items. But you know, once you got to the end of the maze, you could go back and pick them up. So, although there was also a thief that lurked around the world of Zork, so some things might go missing. That's what you learned to type on. Which one? The Apple Extended 2? I had chat obscured for a bit there, so I'm not sure when you made that comment. So I bought a whole bunch of keycaps. Like the way they sell the keycaps, you need at least 2 sets. Like this is a single set. And then there's other sets that are like the, modifier keys and space bars and stuff. And I'll show off all the sets I got in a bit. I wanted to, like, this is a set that they, it's not like limited or anything, so you can buy it anytime, but I just, it could disappear at some point, so I wanted to get all the keys I might ever want to have, which I probably went a little overboard, but oh well. And then I got a set for a separate number pad, but I couldn't find, like, if I could have found a number pad that matched the design of this keyboard, I would have gone for it, but I couldn't find anything that seemed quite perfect. So I figured I'd wait on that and see if I could get something that's, like, exactly what I want. Hello, Jabberwocky. You were bartering with the mole in King's Quest 7. He never takes anything you would need later in the game. Yes, which is very nice. Appreciate that, mole. So I got too much stuff here and not enough room. I'm just gonna set these on the ground for a minute, I suppose. So the keyboard, I actually I kind of ordered not what I thought I was ordering, but I think it worked out fine, at least as far as money goes. Like, I had a bunch of different tabs open and I was looking at different options, and I thought I was getting basically just like the keyboard and the switches. But it turned out I got a set of keycaps as well, so I'm not going to use these, but we can have fun popping them all off, I guess. So I think the price worked out to be not that much different than if I had bought the things separately. Also, this keyboard, like, it's pretty thick. It's got some LED lighting that I'll probably just either turn off or maybe put on a white color. But it's heavy. It's like aluminum. It's a lot heavier than I expected. What is the weight? I do not know. It is a Drop Alt keyboard. If you go to drop.com, you can look it up there. Actually, maybe I can find it real quick here. And I got, I think they're called Cherry MX Brown switches, which it turned out I mentioned in chat recently, and a bunch of other folks are big fans of those same switches, so it sounds like I made the right choice. Let's see. Drop Alt. Details. Weight, 24.5 ounces or 696 grams. Hello, Haley, good to see you. Let's see, we got a card here with some tips. We're not going to do any of this just yet. The back has instructions for adjusting your LED lighting, and we've got, I'm going to eventually customize the keyboard layout, I think, but by default we can hold function. Where's function? These keys are like hard to read. I think they light up. Okay, so function is here. Thank you for that follow. My sound is not on or something. I didn't hear that, but at least I happen to see it. So if I hold down function, then I can use this top row as function keys, and then some of these other keys will change the LED lighting and stuff. Bitrate seems fine. Are you gaming again? We discussed before stream that it was okay for Unsecret Crush to do online gaming, because this is just a more casual stream than usual. So I'm also curious how the sound might change with the different keycaps. This is my first ever mechanical keyboard, so like I'm not really that familiar with a lot of things about them. So I'll be learning as I go here. Oh, also we have some hidden things in the box here. We have, I think this is the one for removing keycaps, and then this I think is for pulling out the switches if I need to. It's designed so you can just pop out the switches if you want to use different switches without having to do any soldering or anything like that. And we got a USB cable, which actually I might use this. We mostly have Macs here, so and they're mostly modern Macs that have all USB-C connectors, but our streaming Mac does have a couple of USB-A connectors, so I can probably make use of this cable. Hey, Baltimore. Hey, Robert Spicer. That's me. Yeah, it does look like a sculpting tool. I think basically you... Oh, okay. So you can... It didn't come with any instructions, but If anybody knows how to use this, let me know. I thought I could figure it out. Like, I know, I'm pretty sure these, like, come apart. So, like, the idea is you know, stick it on either side of your key and then pull it up. I feel like there's got to be some way to more conveniently pull them apart, but I'm not getting how it's supposed to work. You open it, wrap it around the cap, and pull up. So you just got to open it with your fingers. Never seen one unscrew. Yeah, I thought that was, you know, supposed to be some functionality, but I guess maybe it's just how it's assembled. Oh, hey, Silver. Good to see you. I don't know how you didn't get an alert when I went live. You should have. Maybe Twitch is just running behind today. Oh, I've gotta do all my own shout outs, so I'm behind here. Lots of great streamers in the chat. Y'all should check them out. Yeah, I like this little keyboard, and I was earlier showing off. I'll show you again here. This is the kind of keyboard that I grew up with many years ago. And I wanted to get something that had this kind of a vibe. So I've got a keycap set that's inspired by like a 90s Mac keyboard. It's a little bit different than this screenshot here, but it's still got those nice early Mac vibes for me. And then I feel like this keyboard design definitely has the same kind. It's like feels like a modernized version of this type of a keyboard. So I think I will enjoy it, and I think it'll be fun for playing some old Mac games and stuff. And plus, you know, this is my chance to finally try out a modern mechanical keyboard. For a very long time, I've been using Apple's very thin keys, and I like those keyboards a lot. But I think this will be fun. So, once you remove a few caps, the two metal bits should separate more easily. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. How much was this little bad boy? You know, to be honest, I don't like to think about it. I did get some discounts going. They were having a sale. I ordered it, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. They had a big sale going on, so all the keycaps were discounted, and then I surrendered my email address for an additional discount. Let's see. The keyboard itself was like $180, and then the keycap sets, like the main set is $52. But you need at least a couple sets to make a full keyboard. So I hope I enjoy it. The keyboard is quite high. I assume you mean like in height. These are the caps that came with it, of course. I think the caps I will be putting on are maybe a teeny bit higher. Let's pop some keys off here and then... Okay, easy. So it's just got a little focus. There we go. Just pops right on there. And then that's the switch. So if I wanted to have different switches, like... I'm sure y'all are probably more familiar with this shit than I am, but like there's linear switches, there's tactile switches, and there's clicky switches. These are tactile switch, so there's like a little bit of a bump when you press them. The linear ones are the quietest and have a, you know, smoother movement, and then the clicky ones are the noisiest. Get my keycaps. MT3 is one of the tallest profiles there is. Yeah. So let's compare. So yeah, extra, I don't know, millimeter or two. And then like each row is a little bit of a different design. So like as you go further back on the keyboard, they're like raised up more. There we go. One down, many more to go. Yeah, I was thinking about wrist rests. I'll figure that out when I get to that. Like, I honestly, I've never used a wrist rest, and I used to use keyboards like this all the time. But, you know, I was much younger then, so maybe I'll feel differently about it now. I think we'll go ahead and pop all of these off now and then put the new ones on afterward. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big difference compared to the modern Apple keyboards. There's a site for comparing keycap profiles if you're interested. Links are disabled, but if you want to whisper that to me, I can check it out later. Probably not too necessary. Like I'm pretty convinced these are the caps I want. So. Oh yeah, I was also going to mention they've got in this set. Let's see. Scroll down here. So this is like just a render of a finished keyboard. It's not actually a real keyboard. And then here's some other possibilities. They've got these keys that come in rainbow colors, which are pretty fun. And Secret Crush thought I should have gotten some of those, but honestly, I was tempted to get some of those as well, just to have options. You know, I could swap around occasionally if I feel like it. But like, you know, I really wanted to go for this early Mac vibe. You know, nice simple. Muted design appeals to me. And then I got some of these cool icon keys. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do with like there's a row of like I've got arrow keys here, but then there's like by default we've got page down, page up, home, and delete. I will probably change those to something customized. But I haven't figured out exactly what I'll do there. Hey, Siku, welcome. Yes, they are Cherry MX Brown. So how's everybody doing tonight? I debated whether to get some stream beats going, and I decided not to. Let's be honest, it's partly out of laziness, and partly out of like, I don't know, maybe y'all want to listen to your own music or something. So I made a last minute decision to put on a nice shirt and I regret it. I'm too warm now. How do I do this enter key? It's so long. Maybe I just don't use the tool for that. It's relaxing and playing Genshin. Nice. I have been perpetually very behind on story quests, the character story quests in Genshin. I finally caught up on a few the other night. I did, let's see. I was halfway through Yoimiya's, so I finished that one, and with some nice fireworks, so that was cool. And then I did Eula's story quest, and oh my god, that was very bad. I don't understand what they were thinking with like that character. Like, she's like, if anybody don't know what I'm talking about, Genshin Impact, like each character's got a quest you can do that kind of give you some background on their character and stuff. And Eula is like this, like, she's from a like aristocrat kind of family, like rich people that, like, I'm pretty sure literally, like, in the story used to own slaves. But you know, she's like the cool young person in the family that nobody approves of, but she still acts like a very terrible person, at least in the story quest. And there's this part where she teaches you how to talk like a fancy person, and she's basically extremely rude and terrible to a bunch of people who are poorer than her. And then, like, kind of the whole way it plays out is like she's a little bit terrible all of the time, sometimes extremely terrible, and it's like played off like it's okay because she's secretly nice. It's all very weird, and definitely my least favorite thing I've encountered in that game so far. And then I started Zhongli's quest and started falling asleep, so I went to bed. I've not done the end user license agreement quest yet. Well, maybe you don't need to. Not too much of a fan of the wire key pullers. I just use the plastic clip kind, and it's pretty quick. Interesting. Silver said, I'm still catching up on the main story. Yeah, the main story I'm still very behind on also. I'm kind of like halfway through Inazuma. Haven't done any of the chasm stuff yet. I'll catch up someday. There was a brief period where I was playing a lot more and I thought I might finally catch up, but no. Unsecret Crush said, I feel like Eula's quest maybe doesn't play well in English, but also maybe the concept of the character sucks. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's this gimmick where she's like, I'll have my vengeance whenever you like wrong her in some extremely minor and unimportant way. But then kind of like the story they went with is that like vengeance is like kind of doing something nice a little bit. I don't know. It's all very weird. I feel like they started up with like a character gimmick and then worked backwards, and it didn't turn out that well. And yeah, I definitely wonder if something was lost in translation and it was just not communicated well what they were going for in the original Chinese dialogue. The Lawrence clan was a tyrannical aristocratic family from a bad time in Monset history. Yeah. So y'all got any mechanical keyboard tips? Like, I don't know if there's things that, like, this didn't even come. I guess maybe part of the problem is I accidentally ordered a fully assembled keyboard, so maybe that's why it didn't come with any instructions whatsoever. They have a bunch of guides on their website, which I did not actually get around to reading. I meant to look over those better before the stream, but oh well. And I guess I'm wondering if there's anything I should know about, like, care for a mechanical keyboard. Don't use them underwater. That is a good tip. Thank you. And Secret Crush says, basically, Mondstadt was once ruled by a tyrannical god, and then baby Venti helped lead a rebellion against the god and became Archon, god ruler of Mondstadt, and then decided his ideal of freedom meant Mondstadt shouldn't have a ruler. And aristocrats came along and were like, ooh, a vacuum of power. So then there was a second peasant uprising. Okay. I was looking into a little bit about the background of the Lawrence family and happened to see that Vanessa was part of that uprising. I don't know that much about Vanessa other than there's occasionally some dialogue about her, and I guess she was like some important character in Mondstadt's history. Yeah, that's okay, you know. We'll take some Genshin lore. I don't have that much to talk about, so... Vanessa was one of the enslaved people during the aristocratic era. That's what I thought. That one can stay. I'm really curious if I'll end up liking this keyboard so much that I'll want to use it regularly. My plan is to, my other concern with the keyboard is that it will actually be too noisy to use for streams. But hopefully that won't be the case. We'll see. But my plan is to use it for gaming streams. But if I end up liking it a lot, I don't want to use it as my regular keyboard. What are the two ports on the back? They, I believe, are both USB-C. It's basically like a hub, a one-port hub. So, you know, you can connect one end to your computer, and then the other end you can connect another USB-C device to. So, pretty handy. And it's got fancy LED backlighting that, I don't know, maybe I'll do party mode once in a while. I'll probably have it on a simple white most of the time, something like that. Yeah, color LEDs, yeah. I missed a comment. A friend's dad used to wash keyboards in the dishwasher. You can do that. Like, I've known people who have done that. Like, you just, you got to make sure it's completely dry before you put power through it. And I don't necessarily know if that's true of like any keyboard. Like, it's possible some fancier modern keyboards, only with membrane keyboards. Okay. Oh, almost forgot the space bar. Oh, probably not with the heat on at the end. Yeah, that's probably a good one to watch out for. Doing something wrong here? There we go. Just got a lot of connectors, so it's a little trickier. All right, we did it. Now I don't know what to do with all these keys. I can just scoop them in a box. Was the what really but why though in response to dishwashering a keyboard? Like if it just gets really dirty, like, you know, all kinds of crap can get in between the keys. You know, maybe you spilled something on it. Definitely if you spilled something on a keyboard, like that's kind of rough to really clean up thoroughly. But you know, if you really want to clean it thoroughly and don't mind waiting a long time for it to dry all the way, it's an option. Sorry for the loud sounds. Actually, I'm gonna take off this extra shirt I regret putting on, so I'll be back in just a minute. I would never think of dishwashering any part of a computer, though. Yeah, like I feel like there was maybe just a period where like this secret trick, this life hack, if you will, just kind of spread around a lot. I don't know. I feel like there was a specific point in time where it came up more often for some reason. Keyboard has cat hair under the keys. Oh no. All right, so I was thinking I'd show all the many keycap sets I got now. Like I said, I probably went super overboard, but I like this keycap set so much that I wanted to make sure I would have everything I needed to, do different layouts for both now and in the future. So I got enough to do like this keyboard, and then eventually I'm hoping to find a nice separate number pad that I like the design of, and that hopefully fits really well with this keyboard. I couldn't find anything that was perfect right now, so I decided I'd hold off on that and see if I'm able to come across something that is perfect. And then I got a couple of extra things just to kind of have different options. So let's see. This one is the Icono set, which is a bunch of different little icon keys. The two F&J, they're homing keys. On a more typical keyboard, you have like a little bump on the F&J. On this keycap set, the F&J have like more of a dip in them, so you can find out your default finger placement just by feel. And then there's F and J that don't have that extra dip, just in case you prefer not to. Hey, Lanky. Shocked you guys are awake after last night. Honestly, that was a normal time for me to be awake. I am often up later than that when I'm not streaming and have no good reason to be awake that late. So it's just a normal day for me. Unsecret Crush usually goes to bed earlier than me. And these keyboards, a thing I didn't realize, like I saw someone mention at one point, it might have been Culinary? Somebody mentioned it on somebody's Discord, that there's a software that lets you customize the keys on these keyboards. And it seems pretty common among, like, you know, customizable mechanical keyboards. I forget what it's called, but the thing I didn't realize is it's not software for your computer. Like, you're actually updating the software on the keyboard itself. At least that's my understanding of it now. So, like, you know, I can, you know, I have all these different keys to choose from. You know, I could have this magnifying glass. I could, you know, have that open, you know, search on my computer or whatever. And this gives me a bunch of interesting options for my extra keys. Let's do a nice close-up. I assume this one is like the logo of the designer. I like the little standard Mac guy. You're not updating the software on the keyboard, just the computer bindings. Right. Please don't. I would prefer not to die on stream today, so please don't redeem that. I might have to refund you if you do. I would prefer not to die. I don't know what to do with all these. Save. I'm constantly saving, I think. I think real life is like that. Like, you can't really... It's kind of like an online game. You're constantly saving, but you can't back up. Unfortunately. I'm just going to set this down and not try to get it back in the box. Let's see. This is media icons. Another customization option. Did I not cut the tape on this? I thought I did. Okay. I guess I didn't. So I can't open that one right now. Oh, and I didn't do this one either. Okay. Well, this one I know is open. This is extended keycap kit and modifiers. So this kind of completes a standard layout with a large number of options for different types of keyboards. I won't use very many of these, but I will need some. Hinton, I do owe you a death. Unfortunately, you will have to wait until Saturday. Welcome, though. So in here we have all kinds of F keys and all different weird arrows. These are the standard arrow keys that I'll be using. Got command keys. I really appreciated that they have the proper Mac command symbol on here. A lot of keyboards just have like a I can't remember what the wording they often use is. Like they just call it like a system key or something like that. An Option or Alt, Control. And then the different command keys, like I think these might be slightly different widths, and that's another width. And then like I was saying earlier, the way this profile is, the MT3 keys, like I don't know if I can show this well without dumping them all over the table, but like as the keys go back, they're like tilted up more. So like each key is designed to be on a specific row of the keyboard. So like, you know, you have some duplicates because they're giving you different options for where to put the keys. And then we have space bars. Yeah, there's a nice little bomb key on there, which is pretty fun. It'd be fun to set that up as like your debugger key for programming and stuff. That reminds me, I just had a sudden memory of our original Macintosh. There was I honestly don't know exactly how this worked. Like, I assume there was like a wire that went inside the case, but at one point my dad got this thing. It was like a debugger button that like was like a little piece of plastic that just attached to the side of the computer, and I assume there was something going on inside, but I was pretty young then, so I didn't really know what was involved. But you could just press it and like the computer would enter like a debugger mode. And I think he mainly got it because occasionally if the computer crashed, if you were extremely lucky, you could like enter debugger mode. Extremely lucky and or knew what you were actually doing, you could enter debugger mode and potentially, you know, rescue your data you lost or fix the problem somehow. I don't think in practice that worked very often, but so got a couple different sizes of space bars here, and I guess this is an extremely wide shift key. I don't think I'll be using that one. Many shift keys to choose from. Okay. I think we'll start putting some keys on now. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat here. I assume y'all are talking about the command key. Shoot, I wish I remembered the specific lore better. There's a specific symbol that it's using. I'm just going to Google it real quick. It's used in some region as like an interesting place symbol. Like, I forget what country, but it like wherever that is, like there's road signs that have this symbol on it. Place of interest sign is what the Unicode symbol is called. Origin of the symbol, this is on Wikipedia. And it says, see also loop, square, and bow and knot. I think Gun Secret Crush mentioned bow and knot. I don't really know what that is or how related it is. The command symbol came into the Macintosh project at a late stage. The development team originally went for their old Apple key, but Steve Jobs found it frustrating when Apple's filled up the Mac's menus next to the key commands because he felt that this was an overuse of the company logo. He then opted for a different key symbol. With only a few days left before the deadline, the team's bitmap artist Susan Kerr started researching for the Apple logo successor. She was browsing through a symbol dictionary when she came across the cloverleaf-like symbol, commonly used in Nordic countries as an indicator of cultural locations and places of interest. It is the official road sign for tourist attraction in Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. And the computer key has often been called Fornminne? I'm probably pronouncing that poorly. Ancient Monument by Swedish Mac users, and oh my gosh, Sverdigisten landmark signs by Danish users. When she showed it to the rest of the team, everyone liked it, and so it became the symbol of the 1984 Macintosh command key. Susan Kerr states that she has been told that the symbol was picked for its Scandinavian usage due to it resembling the shape of a square castle with round corner towers as seen from above looking down, notably Borgholm Castle. However, the symbol is used in many places in Scandinavian history, for example, on a 5th century picture stone from Gotland, and first usage of the shape as a sign for a place of interest was suggested by the Finnish Local Heritage Federation in the 1950s. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting history of where that symbol came from. Also, Susan Kerr is amazing. And you can definitely see a lot of Susan Kerr inspiration in the Icono set of keys. Like they're not exactly her designs, but they're definitely inspired by them. Does it say about Zhongli's coat on there or no? No, it does not. And Secret Crush said Zhongli's coat has an angular Bowen's knot on it. Ah, so is that like the same shape or just something kind of similar? I guess I could click on this Wikipedia link. Okay, so it is the same shape. Interesting. Oh, so like the Zhongli is like tilted 45 degrees, so it's like on a diamond angle. I'm gonna go grab some scissors so I can open up these last couple boxes. So I'll be back in just a minute. I just want to say, I keep putting this headphone in. I'm not hearing anything in this, but I had this experience when I was used to stream Lego builds. Like, I feel like I can't hear if I don't have the headphone in. Like, I want to hear the alerts if they go off, but I don't think they're even working right now. But I still feel weird not having the headphone in. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. Got an X-Acto knife. See, this is the number pad set. I cannot wait to get a good number pad. These have flopped around a little bit, but get the idea. Got various numbers and addition, multiplication, subtraction, zeros, escape key. Oh, it'll be nice to have a number pad with an escape key on it. I keep wishing, like, I've been using this this little Microsoft number pad when I play Sierra games, and I keep wishing there was an escape key in the corner. Yeah, it's a fun key. Okay. And then what was the other one? Can't remember. No, that's just an empty box. Oh, right, the media keys. So, like, I probably won't end up using these, but I wanted to have the option of possibly switching to a different keyboard and potentially having, like, you know, this has like brightness and music controls and volume and stuff like that. I should be able to set it up so, like, I hold down a modifier key and get that functionality without having the actual keys, which I will definitely do. Definitely nice to be able to adjust volume easily. Yeah, definitely for accountants. With the 00. So there's all those. Got different brightness, keyboard brightness. Shoot, mission control, or, you know, whatever launchpad, whatever Mac feature you want to assign to that. Your media keys, volume, all kinds of stuff. And that's all the keys I got. Many, many keys. I guess it's time to put some on now. How's the quality feel? Like, I feel like it's kind of hard to judge without actually using them, but they have a nice feel to them. Like, they feel, to me, they have a kind of nostalgic feel. Like, I really feel like the MT3 profile, like, you know, they're tall, they've got, like, an extra bit of roundness to them, like kind of concave indentation, and, like, they feel like they're, you know, well made. Hopefully they'll hold up well. All the keys are gone. I'm gonna have to look at a reference, like, I guess I can look at my my modern keyboard over here, just for all the special keys. I don't know that I could. I guess if I thought about it enough, I could figure out which ones go where. Some of these are okay. Yes, some of them are not getting in all the way. I guess I want to push them down pretty good. think I'll use the homing keys for the F and J, at least initially, see what I think of it. Just put them wherever, get silly with it. I think I might find that a little frustrating. I was expecting more of a click into place to, get a bit of a, snap to make it feel like it's fully seated, but you don't seem to get that. Like it just, like there's a post here and it just kind of slides on. So you just got to kind of push it in all the way to make sure it's all the way on there. Just set up keycaps that say, I'm a cool guy who also knows how to have a good time. Do you really need keycaps to know that, though? Alright, it's one row mostly done. Also, I keep thinking about this. I saw some pictures of this same keyboard, but in like a off-white color, rather than a silver. That was so dang perfect, but it was like a limited time thing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just get the silver one. I feel like now that I've bought it, I would not be surprised if the beautiful off-white keyboard comes back at some point. That's how they get you, I guess. In case someone sees my desk when I'm out there, like a robber or something. I see. Yeah, it is this interesting key size for that. Like, this isn't super different from a layout I'm used to, but it's definitely a little bit different. I'm trying to look and see, like, why, like, just comparing them. Like, that row has basically the same keys. I guess maybe the right side, just all of those keys are little bit longer than I'm used to, maybe? Or at least these three keys. Oh, I put the normal F and J on instead of the homing keys. Just got in a groove and kept going. Did I put these on too well? So I don't know how well it's gonna pick up on camera. It's very subtle, like it's kind of hard to see the difference, but the F and J here do have just a little bit more of a dip in them. definitely, like, it's subtle, but you can feel it. Okay, so there's... Never have too many backup keyboards in rotation.
I'm going to watch anime, so I'm closing the door. I was video gaming before, so I don't need to hear the music very loud while I'm video gaming.
Now you want to watch anime loudly.
I want to be able to hear the anime that I'm watching.
That's fair. So. And also we don't want to get a DMCA strike from playing your anime sounds on stream.
Yes.
Okay. It's too bad this will make it warmer in here, but I hope you enjoy your anime.
I mean, I could...
It's fine,
we can experiment. I don't know how much any of my activity noises have been...
I'm not that worried about it. I always found it interesting that our right pinky finger gets to rest on the colon semicolon instead of a letter. It says, I wish ASD were laid out as ads so I could refer to WASD controls as WADSI. I can see why. I hope I'm getting these in the right order. I made sure these were in the right order before, but it's possible I goofed up. I think they're all right. Looking pretty good. I love this. This looks so nice to me. Like, I honestly, I can't even explain to anyone why this, like, it's a fairly simple design. It just, like, it appeals to me very much. It's definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to. Okay, we got numbers. Honestly, don't know why I didn't start with the numbers. I guess I already had the cue on, so that's what happened. Okay. Is that? Oh, that's an alternative for the pipe and the slash. If you have a more normal keyboard design. What I consider normal anyway. Baltimore says, remember how Commodore 64 swapped the at and quote keys? I think that's specifically a UK thing. Interesting. I don't think I ever had a Commodore 64. I'm sure I used one at least briefly, but definitely not super familiar with that. Getting there. Yeah, I missed out on a lot of things. So used almost all of those keys. Next we're going to need our modifier and spacebar keys. Which might take me a minute to find them in this pile. Okay, I think that's them. Also, I forgot to turn off various alerts that make no sense. You can give me tips or hints. They're allowed. Spoilers, also fine. Every day I'm disappointed that the computer spacebar refers to the space character and not to outer space. So you would like the spacebar to take you to outer space. Does seem like a nice feature. Okay, this is where it gets slightly more complicated because I need to figure out exactly which version of various keys to use. Oh! First of all, I'm going to put an escape key here instead of the tilde. Well, it's also backtick. I think escape will be more important. This keyboard layout would definitely be somewhat more of an issue for me if I was going to use it for regular computing stuff. But I think for retro gaming, it'll work out all right. Would you like a hint on where to place the spacebar key? I think it goes right here, but if I'm wrong, please let me know. It says, pro tip, remember to have a nice time. Spoiler, you will enjoy this. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm really curious what the intended usage of this key is. Like, it looks like a little representation of a mouse, right? But I can't imagine what you would, I mean, you could set it up to do anything, I guess. I just don't know what I would possibly set it up to do. And this one is also unfamiliar to me too. So we have our arrow keys. We will definitely need those. Go ahead and put those on now. I believe these are designed to go in the rows I'm putting them on. Middle click, maybe. Yeah, definitely not typical on a Mac mouse. It just occurred to me that, like, it's totally possible to accidentally put one of these keys on sideways, I think. I think I've put these on correctly. I think that looks right. Also, this arrow key is an interesting design. Like, the up arrow is sloped. Well, maybe it is actually the same angle as the other keys on that row. I was looking at some photos. It seemed like some of the keys had a different slope to them. Okay, what else? What symbol represents tab? Is it this? I should open up the... Yeah, that's what they use for tab in the default. Oh, and this is caps lock. Okay. Like a lot of these symbols, like option and command and control, like I'm very familiar with those because they're used in Mac menus to indicate what keys to press for a shortcut. But like caps lock and tab don't see like icon versions of those keys very often. When are we all switching to non-QWERTY layouts? I don't know. I hope it's not too soon because I did not buy the keycaps appropriate for that. I've never tried any non-QWERTY or unique layouts. I think mostly it just seemed like even if it is ultimately better, it would take me so long to get used to. I really like this little key. I'm not sure where I would use it. So got caps lock. I guess I could use that one in place of caps lock. And I saw tab and then I lost it. Okay, so we've got... what would that be? It's like a backwards tab symbol. And there's a longer one too. Efson says I'm going to go make some dinner, but I'll be listening to keyboard sounds. Nice. I hope you enjoy your dinner. Also, if you have a minute, feel free to tell us what you're making. We had Auntie Crush made some spaghetti with red sauce and meatballs. It's kind of our fallback. If she wants something easy or can't think of anything else. Spacebar is down here. Got a couple different widths. I believe one of those is the correct width. Biscotti, yeah. Shift. I assume that was referring to like the backwards arrow. Oh. Huh. The rendered layout on the website, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Like they actually put that here. But this is the more standard symbol for shift that I'm used to seeing. It's just an up arrow. So like here. Oh, you can't see that. So like these arrows here could all be shift, depending on what width you need. Jabberwocky says, my partner and ate red bell pepper stuffed with impossible meat. That does sound yummy. I've never had impossible meat, but I would like to sometime. I'm not a big meat eater. Like I prefer like I'm not a big red meat eater generally. Like I prefer chicken and turkey. And I'm definitely open to like meat alternatives. I feel like I would probably enjoy it. I feel like something that's meant to be, replacement for something you're very used to is always going to be kind of tricky. But I'm lactose intolerant, and like I've definitely over time gotten used to like dairy alternatives. Like we get like sour cream that's, I don't even know what's in it. It's probably got like soy and stuff like that in it, and like you can definitely like get used to it over time. Like even if initially it's not quite what you're, used to enjoying, like you learn how to appreciate it. It's kind of like any food ultimately. Got some steak. Nice. I've never been a big steak person myself, but I hope you enjoy it. And Secret Crush says, I think I had an Impossible Burger once and it tasted fine, but the texture was a little weird. Interesting. The Impossible meat crumbles well, and you can mix it with spices and, onions. That does sound good. Yeah, I imagine like a lot of how good it is just depends on exactly how you're preparing it. So, got caps lock here. This does fit, right? Does it not fit? It's actually not fit on this keyboard. Interesting. Yeah, I think this is like a little further left than the post is. Like the post is centered. So, that's interesting. What are my other options here? I don't necessarily need caps lock, but I also don't know. Oh, here's another caps lock option. I'm guessing this will have a centered post. Yeah. So that'll work. I was saying I don't necessarily need a caps lock, but I don't know what else I would put here. So we'll just go with it for now. Not sure if what I had was Impossible or Beyond. And I feel like, I could be wrong, but I guess I've gotten the impression like they've changed over time. Culinary says, Impossible is good, but Beyond is even better. Interesting. Gardein does have some amazing veggie fried chicken patties, though. Interesting. Gonna get hungry here. Okay, what's next? Shift? So, one of these here. What's the difference between these two? Huh, they look like they're the same width. Are they for different rows? I think they're slightly different profile. Okay. I've been wondering this, like I was saying, like these keycaps are designed so like this keys in like each row have a different shape than keys in other rows. So like you sometimes have different options that look very similar, but like the shape of the key is a little bit different to match what row it's supposed to be on. So you have like R0, R1, R2, and I've been wondering if they're actually printed on there what row they belong to in case things get a little mixed up. And it does seem like they're printed on there. I believe this is R4. It's extremely hard to see. I can't imagine I could get it to show up on camera, but you can almost make it out there. Honestly, this is about as well as I can see it in real life. This actually might be better because I can get up real close and have it a little bit larger than real life. That looks like an R4 to me. Oh. Okay, now I'm really confused because I swear this is R4 also. Focus? I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. I swear they both say R4, but they look like the same width. Oh! For both sides. Jabberwocky says, enjoy your keyboard and I will watch the Lego build later. Sounds good. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Hinton says, my keyboard lets me swap control and caps lock using a dip switch. Also something called OS 10 mode. No idea what that means. That is interesting. I think I have seen keyboards like that have like a Mac and a Windows mode. I'm trying to think of specifically what that would affect. And I'm not sure. It might just change like the specific signal sent by individual keys. Like I want to say that like I don't have a Windows keyboard around to compare, but I feel like these two keys are generally swapped on Windows versus Mac keyboards. Like a Mac keyboard has Command, which is kind of similar to the Windows key, and then Option or Alt, and then Control. Whereas I want to say these two are swapped on a Windows keyboard. I don't know. Okay, so we solved the mystery of the Shift key. There's two. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that. Wait, so is R4 the right? Oh, R0 would be if you had F keys, I think. That sounds right. Yeah, okay. So this is R1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then this Shift key is too wide, but we have our options. I might end up changing some of these right side keys if I can think of any interesting possibilities. I pretty much never use the right hand, like, you know, on this keyboard that I'm used to. Like, I never... Well, now that I'm saying it, it's possible I sometimes use it and just don't really think about it. But like the Command and Option and Shift keys over here, I definitely don't use them often. But like Command especially, now that I'm thinking about it, I do maybe use that occasionally on the right side. I guess one way to find out is to change them and see how annoying it is. Let's get a return key in here. There we go. Make sure that's an R3. I assume it would be. I give up. Control Win Alt. Control Optcom. It says, yeah, that checks out. The Windows key is between Control and Alt. Okay. Yeah. And then do we pronounce it Control or Control? See, I say both of those the same. I don't know if you're goofing on me or if you actually would pronounce them differently. And I would pronounce both of those as Control. What else? I guess we'll do our keys down here. So we got Control, Option, Command, as we have just discussed. Question is which ones? So these are Control keys. I feel like probably these ones here are the right width. Is that upside down? I see it. 2? Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to get this. I feel like this is even harder to see. But in this top corner right here, it says, I think, R5, and then maybe 1.5x, which is the width of the key. So R5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that's what we want, as long as it's the right width. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 which it maybe is. Is this weird in some way? Maybe this is actually the wrong width. I think it might be a narrower. Is it a tiny one? Is that right? That seems too narrow. I'm gonna look at let's look at the screenshot of the keyboard I have. Okay, so it looks like these three keys are all the same width and a little bit wider than the standard keys. So I'm guessing it's like 1 1/4 width, probably. Printing is wearing off my keycaps. Only the right Alt and right Windows key look brand new. Oh no. I am very curious how the printing will hold up on these keys. I feel like a lot of older anime used to, like, weird volume situations like that used to be a lot more common than it is now. And Suka Crush said the ending song of my anime is so much louder than the rest of the episode. I feel like it's been so long since I watched anime. I can't even remember what the last one I watched was. So, I'm still looking out for the right... Oh, here we go. That's the ones we need. And I'm guessing this whole group here is going to be the right width. Oh, I did that wrong. They're in the wrong order. I would love a design of this where, like, you can press, like, I feel like I've used or seen some kind of, like, I feel like there's got to be a way that you could design this so you press on the end and it separates these somehow. I'm trying to think of how you would exactly design that, but I would love it if it was made that way. It just feels very awkward to separate them. Option. Almost a whole keyboard. I still am going to need to decide what all to put here. Which is additionally complicated by, rows being a different shape, so we'll figure it out. So I'm going to put Command and Option on the right side for now, at least. I figure if there's keys that this keyboard doesn't have that I'm like, oh shoot, I realize now that I don't have this key that I really want it, then I can consider swapping these for something else, assuming I have the right keycaps, of course. One thing I was thinking is that I would, like, I think the way this is set up right now, this is basically a function key, which now that I'm saying that out loud, I don't know what we would use for that. Maybe, I guess I could use this. Maybe I'll actually set it up that way. I had been thinking I would set this up as a function key because I'll mainly use that to get my F keys up here. So, like, I feel like my brain might deal with that better. I'm used to having a function key down here. But having it in the same row as the keys I'm modifying the most might be nice, but we'll do this for now. Interesting. I'm just looking at this this rendering here where they have like, this is like a layer key, and then I'm curious what you would map these. It's like a Mac guy face, one with an exclamation point and one with a question mark. I don't really know what again, what the intended usage of those keys might be. I feel like, obviously you can map them to whatever you want, but I feel like some suggestions of, different options you might not have thought of would be helpful. Okay. So, backspace, delete. What the heck does that one look like? Some kind of arrow. Oh, that's what the, it's basically like a backwards tab design. That makes sense. So, this one, I think. Hopefully that's a row 1 key. This one's like, these keys are the tallest, and it's even harder to see what's printed in there because it's hard to get the light in there. I cannot make it out. I might just have to put it on there and trust that it's right. Like, it's definitely tall enough that it feels like it must be for that row. That seems right. As far as these keys, like, I feel like the keys I'm gonna miss the most are volume, but I don't know if the caps I have will work with, they're designed for more putting them along the very top row that I don't have. No backspace, no mistakes. That's a good idea. But first we should put on a space bar. I think the smaller one is the correct one. I'm pretty sure I have the right space bar. I made sure to, yeah, that looks right. Almost the whole thing. So I might use some of these. Let's take a look at keyboard is looking sharp. Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Let's take a look at some of these different layouts they have on the site for a little inspiration. I do like the idea of having a little Mac guy in the corner. I don't know what I would use that for, but I can make it do anything. And then I also like this little old Mac computer icon, which again I could make do just about anything. But the rest of the keys there are the real tricky part. So So here's a set I have. So like these can go, like I've got R1 through R4 that have an empty spot right now. So I could put any of these keys, sorry, some of that was off screen. I could put any of these keys in the top corner. And then any of these below that. I wonder, I could probably map, that might be fun. I could map the little floppy disk icon to like the SCUM VM save key. That would be pretty neat. And then I also have this media icon set. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I don't think I'm going to be able to use any of these effectively on this keyboard, which is a bummer. I do not have an R0 row on this keyboard, so I can really only use the second row of keys. This is definitely a set where I wasn't sure if I would have a use for them, but like I wanted to have the option if I decide to trade up for a fuller keyboard. But like, you know, I could have a mute key in the top corner, but you know, I could potentially put these on a different row. It would just feel weird, and I don't think I want to do that. So I'm more inclined to put some weird keys on there and just, you know, kind of do something fun with them, at least for now, until I have a better idea of what would be the most useful. This is delete. Thank you, Silver. I'm very excited about it. If you're referring to Hinton's comment, he was joking and or making a suggestion, I believe. Oh, I see what you mean. Delete and backspace. Yeah, most Mac keyboards just have one. And it's usually labeled delete, but I want to say it's more of a backspace. I believe that's correct, but don't quote me on it. But yeah, I'm used to only having one. And I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't even remember what the difference is. Feel free to remind me. Coffee key equals BRB. Ooh. Could I? I wonder if I could. I don't know if it would be possible to have keys control OBS somehow, but that would be very fun to do. I need to get a sorry key. That does seem extremely useful, I agree. Mine has 2 delete, but 1 is backspace. Interesting. What? I don't understand your following message. I assume this is supposed to be explaining what they do. You already have a Stream Deck. Sure. I know. But I do have a coffee key. That's all. All right. So let's get out my Icono set and figure this out. That's not it. I'm stacking things up and I'm a little worried I'm going to knock them off at some point and there will just be keys everywhere. But I guess that's a risk I'm willing to take right now. Is this it? I think this is it. Ah, okay. Backspace wipes left character, delete wipes right character. Right. Whoa. I feel like possibly due to Apple calling backspace delete, I've sometimes seen that referred to as a forward delete. So, gosh, this is tough. I like the idea of using one of these in the top right corner, but I can't decide which. Also, I'm going to have to figure out which is the correct row here. And then I really like the idea of a floppy disk icon to see if I can hook that into saving. And then R3, I have a folder, a little watch icon, or it's like a little notification. Like, I assume this is like an app icon shape with a notification on it. That's what it looks like to me anyway. I can't think of what I would do with any of those. I feel like folder I could, there's all kinds of different things that could potentially mean. But then the little watch icon is kind of cute too. And then the row below that, I have to choose from this weird guy. I don't know what I would do with that. The iPod and then a document icon. So I think for now, at least, I'll just go with the document icon. So maybe if I got a document icon, let's put a folder above that. And I'll just see if I can do anything interesting with those. Like there is just a rock key. I assume you're referring to this one. The designer of this keycap set is named BIP. I'm not sure if that's beep or bip. And I believe this is their logo. I would love to use this little bomb for something. But I think if I used that, I wouldn't be able to use the little Mac guy or the Macintosh icon. So I think that's going to be the one I'll go with for now, at least. All right, now I got to figure out. I think I'm going to go with this one for now. I just got to figure out which one is the correct profile. It's impossible to see. I feel like I might actually need a magnifying glass. Or I could just wing it. If I compare with the other available options, I can probably figure out which is the right one. There's another one. It's a big difference. Tricky. I want to say it might be this one. Stick it on there and see how it feels. Well, it won't focus, but I feel like that might be right. So below that, I was going to do a floppy disk. Does it smell good? That's a great question. I have a lot of allergy problems, and It does. I can smell it a little bit. I could not describe it to you or evaluate whether it smells good. It doesn't smell bad. So that's a plus in my book. Sniff, sniff, exactly. Okay, so next we have our save key. And okay, so there's 3 different save keys depending on the row. Where's the 3rd one? Honestly, I might be very tempted at some point to get a fuller keyboard just so I can have more goofy keys. Like, it's a shame to not be able to put a coffee key on my keyboard when I have one right here. Oh, they're all there. I thought I had only gotten 2 out, but they're all here. Okay. So the shortest one, I assume, is the lowest down. So I think that's the right order. I lost my web page I was referencing. Okay. So our 2 Is that right? Okay, that does look right. Yeah, that seems good. Smell keyboard. Thank you for that clip. Be cool if there was save and load. Yeah, that would be nice. Honestly, the folder icon would not be bad for load. Like, that makes sense to my brain. But I don't know what I'd use the document icon for. Maybe there's a different key I could put there. If I am setting up like special scum VM keys, you know, maybe I could have one that opens the settings or something like that. Unfortunately, I got the timing wrong, so the initial question of it smelling good wasn't included, but maybe that makes a better clip. Maybe. No context keyboard sniffing. Okay, so wait, I do have a folder icon here, right? Yeah. So that should be correct. And then, oh, this might actually be the correct document icon. It looks like the right shape. That's a whole keyboard. Quick save, quick load, rewind, the essential gamer trinity. All right. I am very pleased with this. So, the real test, was that annoyingly loud? To me, it doesn't sound obnoxiously loud, but I don't know if maybe the mic is picking it up more than my ears are. It definitely has a nice feel to it. I feel like for my own usage, I feel like this is a good choice of switch. Now play Black Cauldron on that keyboard. We probably will at some point. So I think I'm going to go ahead and plug it in now. I'm going to have to get up and go behind the computer to plug this in. Yeah, I'm going to plug it in and we can check out the backlight and fool around with all those settings and see how things work. I probably won't get as far as customizing the layout on stream, so we'll just check out the default layout and then I'll figure out how to customize the keys on my own time. So like my thought is eventually if I'm able to get a number pad I like, that I can get a nice little short USB-C cable and plug it right in the keyboard, and then I have that the dream keyboard layout of my youth, which if you missed that earlier is this guy right here. Separate number pad that connects to the main keyboard. Until then, I don't know how much I'm going to use this extra USB-C connector, but it's neat to have. Also, yes, I did just look at that and then flip it around. I don't know why I did that. I know it goes in both ways. So when we find out there's a sound chip in the keyboard, thank you, Spacer, for turning me on. I hope not. I think I'd feel better if the keyboard did not talk to me, though it would certainly be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna leave stream running while I get up and plug this in back behind the computer here. I've got my monitor shifted over so things are blocked. Oh, wow. All right, I'll admit that is kind of cool. I have never had any sort of peripheral with LED lighting on it. Unsecret Crush has a gamer's mouse and headset that has customizable RGB lighting. But keyboard's a new one. So let's see, I'm gonna have to... Hey, David Alexander, good to see you. To find my instruction card here. Where'd I put that? Oh, it's right here. It's been here all along. Done with these tools for now. Oh, I'm surrounded by so many boxes right now. Okay, so getting started with your new Alt keyboard. One thing, my computer just popped up a... oh no, did it go away? Huh, interesting. It went away, but my computer popped up like a keyboard configuration thing. I should be able to get it back manually if I need to. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so this is not doing anything yet. Is this... Oh. Okay. Okay. There we go. I didn't have the cord connected all the way. Like it didn't seem like it wanted to go in any farther, but I gave it more of a push and it kind of clicks into place. So y'all can't see this, but macOS is telling me my device cannot be identified and will be unusable until it is identified. So now it wants me to press the key immediately to the right of the shift key on the left side of the keyboard. Press the key immediately to the left of the shift key on the right side of the keyboard. And then it wants me to select the keyboard type, which I guess I'm going with ANSI or North America, because it's probably the closest match. Again, like, I'm probably going to have to mess around with this stuff off stream to get everything working exactly right. But, oh, interesting. I think this is actually a forward delete or just delete if you prefer key at the moment. So this is a keyboard. It works. Oh, right. I was going to fool around with the lighting. So just talks about how the USB hub functionality works, and then this should be the function key. So we can press that along with A and D to go back and forth between different LED patterns. Oh, fun. Is that... I can't tell if it's slowly changing. So I think these are just a bunch of different set colors now. Cool. And then we also have... we can increase or decrease the brightness, so W and S for those. I tend to like, if I have any sort of backlighting on a keyboard, I tend to keep it down pretty low so it's nice and subtle. I will probably leave the LEDs off most of the time. It looks so plain when the rainbow ends. And let's see, we have... Oh, we can change the speed of the scrolling pattern. That's interesting. So let's get back out of the scrolling patterns. I feel like this full rainbow is definitely the coolest, right? So we can do Q or E to change the speed. So let's decrease. Is it moving at all now? And that's just max speed. That's a little bit much. So we also have an option to toggle the breathe effect. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's fun. So like that's a separate like fading in and out that's independent of the main pattern you're choosing between. We have, we can change the direction of the scrolling colors. And then X just turns the LEDs on or off. Oh, okay. And then we have Z. We can toggle between, like, I think what this means is, like, there's LEDs behind the keys and, like, between the keys. And then there's also the edge, which is this bar along here. So we can have one or the other or both. So that's just the edges. And I guess that's none. And that's everything. All kinds of options. And then I can hold this. You won't be able to see anything, and hopefully I'm not going to accidentally do anything weird with OBS. But holding this key and pressing the number keys should act as F1 through F12. And again, I should be able to customize all of this. And there's a note on here. To build new key maps and hotkeys, please visit the keyboard configurator. So, we did it. That was fun. And I'm very pleased with the result. I will not rest until everything in my house lights up rainbow. So now, now I think I'm going to take a little break. But when I come back, shoot, what do I do with that? Oh, I put it back here. I got this little Lego set, and I'm going to build that next. Mostly as a more specific test of this setup for building Lego sets. If you missed it earlier, I feel like a bunch of y'all had not shown up yet, but I showed off this very exciting set I got for my birthday. This big old Optimus Prime, and this dude actually transforms between truck and robot. He's got all kinds of accessories, and I am super excited to build this set. I haven't figured out exactly when I'll be doing that, but I will be streaming that at some point. I'm gonna have some family in town pretty soon and throughout July, so I'm thinking I'll probably wait till August to do that. But I figured this was a good opportunity to test out the camera arrangement and stuff to see if it works well for Legos. It's a little bit different than the setup I had before when I was doing some Lego sets. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and build that little baby Millennium Falcon. So, back in a few. Okay. Lanky said, I hope your family likes Sierra games. I should clarify, they are not staying at our house. I don't think it will change our streaming schedule too much. It's possible we might have to cancel a stream here and there. I just didn't want to add any more things to our schedule. Also, Baltimore said to Siku, I hope you have your indie guide ready for later. You've been streaming Indiana Jones, right? I assume this means you are going to be doing a stream soon. Yeah, they won't stay with us because we play too many Sierra games. That is correct. Oh, haven't started it yet. Okay. Somebody. Which indie game? So this is the set I'm about to build. As I mentioned earlier, this was a Christmas gift from Unsecret Crush's mom that I meant to build a long time ago. I actually mentioned it a couple times in January, but I just never found the time to do a little stream of it. So I figured it's a very simple set, so it shouldn't take long, but I figured it'd be a good combination along with this keyboard. Fate of Atlantis, nice. I love that game. It's another one I loved a lot when it came out, and have not played it in a long time, and I would like to play it again sometime myself. I'm trying to figure out how to open this. I know they have this punch thing, but I always feel like I'm making a mess of the box if I use that. But maybe I just shouldn't worry about it so much. It seems like that might be the easiest option. One of my absolute faves and Day of the Tentacle. Okay, this actually is not working well. Just requires too much force. I'm gonna put that knife. I have never played Day of the Tentacle myself. Maniac Mansion is another one I have not played but would love to. I picked that one up from GOG recently. Can't actually tell if this is working. I think it is. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of Day of the Tentacle. It is definitely very silly, but it seemed pretty fun. I feel like this is maybe just not possible to open without destroying the box a little. I mean, it's not that important to keep this box. I don't know. I guess it's in my nature to want to keep a box as intact as possible when I open it. Okay, so it's a little bit of a mess, but we got in. We got 2 separate bags of pieces. Nice. Little instruction book. Little robot guy in the back. I like this guy. Does this... Can you get this robot with a set? How? I want this. Can I have it? Unsecret Crush said, I had a LucasArts game collection with a bunch of stuff, including Day of the Tentacle and an indie game. But the only one I remember finishing was Sam & Max. I had a Mac collection that... What was in that? shoot, I'm drawing a complete blank. I know there was an indie game, maybe 2 indie games, and then I think like, or maybe it was 2 Monkey Island games. I'm pretty sure it was a Monkey Island game and Fate of Atlantis and something else. Silver says, I've actually seen that robot at the LEGO store in Orlando. Very intrigued. I'm trying to remember if I think I played Sam and Max at some point. I had a friend who had cats named Samantha and Maxine. Nice. I think I'm gonna get this keyboard out of the way just so we have a little more room here. I really should have probably cleaned up a little bit before I came back from my break, so I'm gonna switch scenes here for just a minute. Okay, that should give me enough room. Oh, Whispers in the Machine is 80% off. I might have to go ahead and pick that up. I think that was one I was kind of waiting on. Just because I'd like to grab it at some point, but I knew I wasn't going to play it right away just because I already got so many other games on my want to play list. But if it's on a big old sale, I might just go ahead and grab that. I'm trying to open up this link on Secret Crush posted. There's that little guy. So, oh, just gotta buy an entire blind box assortment to get the robot. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just gonna, if I do that, I'm just gonna get like 20 of those alien dudes or something. You know that's what's gonna happen. Or can you actually purchase a full set? I could buy a full set and then eBay all the other ones. Oh, thank you for that link, Silver. Oh, that's a different set. I clicked a link that I thought was to the set, but it's a whole different set of guys. But there's one that's like a human minifig in a robot costume that's very cute. Actually, this whole set is very nice. Y'all can't see what I'm looking at. This down here is the set I was just looking at. Anyway. Usually with blind box stuff, you can buy an entire case and get the complete set with duplicates. Yeah, that's a whole lot of minifigs though, right? Okay. Step 1, open the box. We have completed step 1. Step 2, yeah, he's dumping out the contents of the bags. Step 3, celebrate. And step 4, build. So. I wasn't sure if we should open both bags right at the start here. Oh my gosh, 23 plus shipping just for the robot. I gotta be honest, it's a little bit tempting. It depends how much the shipping is. Honestly, my main apprehension of something like that, more than the price, would be just kind of supporting that type of eBay selling practice. Prefer not to. Okay, we got all kinds of pieces here. We got a little Han Solo. These blue pieces are interesting. Ooh, 15 plus 4. That's fairly reasonable. Oh no. Oh, okay. Scared me a second there. I thought we were going to have to load up the instructions on a device, but that's just an option. The instructions are also in here. So we're going to start out assembling our Han Solo. Pretty straightforward. Oh, so that's what my watch tapping was just now. Thank you. Got the hair. Pop. We got the pants. Did I ever tell y'all I don't want chat to snipe your robot auction? Yeah, that's good thinking. Did I ever tell y'all I made a Han Solo costume once? Shoot, what was this? I guess it was just Halloween costume back in like high school. It was the specifically the Return of the Jedi costumes. We had brown pants, and it's kind of a bummer that they his special Corellian pants should have like little dashed red stripes down the side here, but the Jedi costume is brown pants with yellow stripes. I made his little holster out of like, it was probably fake leather, but it looked pretty nice. And like, I took like a piece of sheet metal and cut it out and like bent the sides to make kind of a 3D buckle thing. I bought a toy blaster that makes sound effects, and this was around the time, not too long after, where I feel like some unfortunate incidents happened with like cop shooting a kid that, you know, thought was holding a real gun. So they started putting like, you know, orange tips on everything, and then I think eventually they started, you know, any toy gun was like going to be fully a bright color. But of course I, you know, wanted mine to be realistic, and I, you know, painted it all black and did some like weathering effects on it and stuff like that. Anyway, that's my Han Solo costume story. Okay, disc, corner looking piece. I'm listening but lurking while I make Kia a birthday strawberry shortcake. That sounds wonderful. Also, I said this on your Discord, but happy birthday to Kia. I missed something about a cat. I guess I missed a bunch of messages here. I still can't find the original message about the cat. Please find the little piece near the bag or Baltimore will be sad. Oh, this one here? I see it. It's all good. I'm confused by this comment about a cat. I don't have a cat. Okay, we got our Han Solo. We got this. I think I put those together right. So we got another those. I wish I had a cat, but I'm unfortunately allergic to cats. Or at least most of them. We would like to get a little puppy someday, but mostly our house is a dang mess, y'all, and we're not people who keep up on cleaning things up, and like the thought of a little puppy running around and getting into things is frankly a bit terrifying. I'm sure we would get used to it. I feel like we just need to like do it and deal with it. Like I feel like I'm generally the kind of person who, like, you know, if I don't have a particular reason to keep things cleaned up, I'm not going to bother until it, you know, becomes more of a problem. But if I have a reason to clean things up, I'm a little better at it. Oh, I see where we're going with this. So we got some... We're just like... This is basically a Millennium Falcon now. I think we're more or less done. This is like the simplest form of a Millennium Falcon. Ryo-Oki is an anime cat rabbit that is also a spaceship. Nice. Oh, I see. Unsecret Crush said something about a cat. Okay. Yeah, we do not have a cat named Ryo-Oki. Also, I left the door open. Let me go close that real quick. Yeah, it would be a very good cat name. I wish LEGO made butter sculptures. Do we know that they don't? I bet they've made them at least once. And some, like, I don't know, don't some people do like butter sculpting competitions? I feel like that's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Okay, so we need 2 of these. And 1 of these. And that's like a clear... I can't tell if that's supposed to be this blue color. It looks like a lighter color than that in the drawing, but that might be what it's meant to represent. I don't see any other clear piece of that shape. If nothing else, you can probably get a Lego brick-shaped cake mold and force some butter into it. I don't see why not. That's not right. There we go. Oh, and then it goes on the back. Okay, I thought that might be the case. I was wondering what these pieces are for. I think they're mostly hidden. Lego often has like hidden pieces in brighter colors, which I think is kind of fun. It's possible some of this will show through as like the back of the ship. And we got 2 of these. And now we need that one. 1 of those. 1 of these. And looks like it's probably the right color. a little covered up. So first we attach that to there. What? It's fine. Just having trouble orienting things correctly. Oh, so that's like the cockpit area here sticking out on the side. I think Han can kind of sit in there, yeah. And there's been so many cool Star Wars sets lately, and I'm sad. I feel like I would love some kind of program where I can purchase a gently used Lego set and then build it and just keep it for, I don't know, like a month. And then send it in, pay to have another Lego set sent to me. And, different people can, just like a Lego trade-in program. It's fun to build a Lego set and, enjoy it for a little while, but like, I don't need to have it forever. I was like, I built that big old Mos Eisley Cantina set on stream, and it's sitting on our living room coffee table, just because that was a place to put it. And I still don't know what I'm going to do with that thing. All my shelves of toys are already overfull. Obviously, I could just like eBay old sets, I'm sure. It'd be easy to do that. I guess for me, like, I used to eBay stuff. I have not in a long time, just because it feels like so much hassle, and like, it was already a pain when I was using eBay many, many years ago, and I feel like it just got worse. Where like I sold something on eBay. I specifically said, I did my best to say, U.S. buyers only. And then like someone somewhere won the auction. I was like, I'm sorry, I said clearly U.S. shipping only. So, they just never paid me. And then I never bothered to put it on eBay again. I just feel like there's so many little things like that make it a pain.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
I needed to share this with you and I guess also the internet.
Yeah.
I bought this candy.
Soft ice cream.
At the Japanese grocery store today, and here's a little picture. For some reason, despite seeing this little picture, I know nothing about this candy. I honestly just bought it because the package is cute. I just cracked it open. This is what the candy looks like.
Put it in the center of the camera and then
I'm trying to.
Just move around subtly. Might help to go a little closer. Maybe too close.
Am I making it worse?
I don't know. There's an art to it. Or you could do that, sure.
I don't know. It says kawaii right on the package. You can't see that. And it is very kawaii.
100%. Did you taste one yet?
No.
Can you do a live taste test for us?
I will do a live taste test.
Wonderful. And says, wow, I love blurry candy.
I'll sit directly behind you. I don't know where to go.
So I can switch to full camera.
Sure. Hello. I don't know what my hair is doing right now.
I won't build any Legos. I don't want y'all to miss. We're fully invested in this candy.
It is a hard candy, despite being called a soft cream candy. I guess soft cream is just what you would call this kind of ice cream cone in Japan, maybe?
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. It's a little bit butterscotch-like, but not quite as intense. Like, it's like a subtle butterscotch. Mm-hmm. This might also just be because butterscotch is, like, the type of hard candy I'm most familiar with.
Sure.
It's good. Yeah, there's, like, I'm getting, like the waffle cone, kind of.
Ooh, nice.
Notes. This does have, like, just straight up milk powder in it, which is why I'm not offering one.
Like, I could probably have one and it wouldn't bother me too much, but...
It's mostly corn syrup, but ingredients are corn syrup, sugar...
Subtle scotch. Nice.
Cream, salt / flavors, organic acids, emulsifiers, natural color.
Okay.
This is good, yeah. Decent impulse buy at the Japanese grocery store.
Nice.
All right, please
Thank you for sharing.
Please resume your Legos. I'll go take my candy mouth elsewhere.
I'm excited about my favorite candy from the Asian grocer is I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they're like Sanrio Hello Kitty pineapple flavored marshmallow thing. It's like it looks and feels like a marshmallow, but then it's got like a gel center that's I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like it's like a gumdrop or gummy candy kind of thing, but softer than that, and that's where the main flavor is. Like the marshmallow part is just a little bit pineapple flavored, but then it's a stronger flavor in that gel center. I like those a lot. They're literally just called Hello Kitty pineapple marshmallows. Okay. Like a fruit snack core. Yeah, but I feel like it's a little bit softer than that. But it's definitely similar to that, yeah. Also, I don't think I gave a close-up, but I was noticing this interesting piece earlier. Oh, you know what I realized? I think this is actually like a little like projectile firing piece. Like I think there's a... Oh, yeah. It's got one of those on the side. Okay, but right now we need a couple of these. Okay, so I guess this first panel is showing what we're making, and then here's the parts that we need, and then here's how we make them. So we're going to make two of those. So we need these little arms. We need... Wait. Okay. I wasn't sure if this was telling me how many I needed for one or how many I need for two. It's for two. Is that the right thing? Think so? I feel like I had something like that out of Friends. It was good if it was what you're describing. Glad to hear that. They also have some very similar different flavors, like I want to say apple we've gotten before. Am I doing this right? No, on the other side. Okay. So it goes on the bottom of that. And then this little thing attaches the opposite direction, and then this goes on there. Oh, I see where we're going with this. Interesting. Birthday shortcakes have been made. Wonderful. I hope you enjoy them. Hello Kitty ones come in mango, pineapple, green tea, and they also had chocolate that seemed new to me. Interesting. Yeah, I can't say I remember seeing that before. Oh, right. I think the apple one I was thinking of was a different non-Hello Kitty, but very similar type of snack. Hopefully... Okay, yeah. I was like, are these supposed to be the same or are they supposed to be opposite somehow? But all right. Okay, so then this attaches here. And then the other one goes on this side. And then the illustration just shows them sticking out like this, but I believe they're going to fold in. Yeah. So then that becomes like the angled back of the ship. And then we put some top panels on. How many steps this is? Okay. 29 steps. Okay. Wait. No. Okay, that's right. There's one of those panels where like they just show all the pieces on there and don't really highlight. Like, I don't know if they intentionally do this to, you know, keep you on your toes, make it a little bit of a challenge. Like, I feel like they could stand to highlight the pieces you have added in this illustration, but I don't know, maybe it's a little more fun if you got to figure it out. Oh. Oh, neat. This cockpit piece is printed on. No stickers. I approve. Okay, so, oh, I see. Goes on there, and then this goes over here. keep feeling like it's the weekend. I think it's because I don't normally stream on Wednesdays. I am excited for my Mask of Eternity stream on Saturday. Okay, so that on there, and then, oh, okay. They kind of snuck that piece in there. So they do stuff like this, and like, you know, this is the focus, and they're putting that there, and then you also got to put this piece on. I feel like, and perhaps this is my fault for streaming Legos and having multiple things to pay attention to while I'm building Legos, but that makes it hard to miss a piece. Which has definitely happened to me before. Seeing you do this makes me want to go back to Last Call BBS, but I also kind of want to save the other two model builds for stream. Yeah, I'm even more excited about that game now that I know there's a Mac version. And also, there's a Mac version of Inscription now, which includes Apple Silicon native build, so it should run great on my recent computers. I'm hoping that's the case for Last Call BBS also. I completely understand why many indie developers are not able to make Mac versions of their games, but I super appreciate it when they do. Truly saddens me that this is Zachtronic's last game. Yeah, I honestly, I've been aware of Zachtronics for a long time, but I don't know that I've played any of their games. But it sounds like it was the end of Zachtronics because the main developer got a job that they really wanted, I believe, teaching. So, I mean, that's great. Oop. And make another one for the other side. We're getting there. Oh, huh. I just found Han Solo's blaster. I don't know if they're saving that for the end or if I missed that in the first step. Oh yeah, I did miss it. There we go. Okay, so now we're putting the headlights on. too tiny to focus on. Many Zectronic games feel far too close for programming for most folks. For me, they really had some great ones with Ironclad Tactics, Exapunks, and Opus Magnum, and now last called BBS. Yeah, I recently kind of read about some gameplay mechanics like that sounded very much like kind of, not that much different from programming ultimately. And I honestly don't know if I would enjoy that myself. But definitely, I don't really know that much about the gameplay in Last Call BBS. I've watched at least one trailer, I think, and I've looked at a bunch of screenshots and stuff, and it just like visually, it very, very much seems up my alley. So I will definitely check that one out, and I won't be surprised if I end up checking out some other Zectronic games after that. Solo's Blaster would not miss you. Okay. Step 20. We got these little clips in here, which I thought something would end up clipping into those. But at least on this side, it doesn't seem like, because we're pretty much covering that up. It's looking pretty Millennium Falcon-y at this point. Does this have a... Okay. This is a... Before the original radar dish was destroyed and then replaced with a lower profile version. Original version Millennium Falcon. I'm drawing a blank on when the dish gets destroyed. Last Call BBS seems to have 7 different games. Most of them are variations of their normal logic puzzles, but there's a few that are basically unique games, like the model building one, and one that feels like D&D plus Sudoku. That sounds very intriguing. I think I remember seeing a screenshot of that one, and that was definitely one that caught my eye. Baltimore says, I played this last night and it was so hard. Interesting. Oh. Now I just I was thinking about games that play on my computer. I don't play a lot of games on my computer aside from the ones I stream. Like it's at some point in my life, computers turned into a thing you do work on, and we've got so many consoles now. Different PlayStations and Nintendos, and like just my gaming kind of shifted towards that. So I don't play a ton of computer games aside from the ones I stream. But one I've been playing for a while is Meredith Grant's Perfect Tides. It just popped into my head, and for a while I was super stuck in that game, and I'm trying to remember if I ended up looking up a hint. I might have. I really didn't want to. So I just kind of sat on it for a long time. But one way or another, I eventually made progress. But I need to get back to that. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I'd like to play some more of it. Did I? Oh, I put on a piece they didn't tell me. I just kind of assumed that another one of these would go over here, but I was wrong. At least not in this step. I always thought the ship was much bigger, but what do I know? Yeah, it's it looks different in the movies, but in real life, it's really only half the height of Han Solo. I think it's like just all camera angles that make it look bigger in the movies. Okay, so I should have stopped here is what I did wrong. Now they're going to tell me to put on that piece next, aren't they? No, okay. Now we're flipping it upside down, and we're putting on some little feeties. Oh, there's the other one. It almost became a back in my day story. I mean, I don't think anything about the nature of computers really changed. It was just my relationship with them that changed. It actually kind of helps. Like, this computer is, you know, it's totally, like, completely set up for our streaming stuff. So, like, I don't have any work stuff on here to distract me, which is nice. I might, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm realizing, oh, maybe I should play Inscription specifically on this computer, and also Last Call BBS. Unsecret Crush recently finished Inscription, but she started out playing the Windows version. The Mac version, like, just came out, like, I don't know, a week or two ago. So she was using the old laptop we used to use for streaming that has Windows on it. But this computer is more powerful, so it should run better. The streaming computer room could also be gaming computer room. Exactly. I don't know why it never really occurred to me to play Perfect Tides in here. I've been playing it on my laptop. I used to just kind of happen that way. Maybe I just wanted to play it on the couch is what happened. I think that is what happened. But there's no reason I couldn't move my save files over. And I feel like it's mostly like a mental thing. Like, I'm opening my laptop and, like, you know, I've got all the, you know, on a Mac you have like a dock at the bottom that's kind of like your taskbar on Windows, but you got all your apps used regularly there. So, you know, that's right in your face. You know, maybe I have some files on the desktop of things I've been working on or whatever. So it's just like, you know, I open my laptop to do something fun and relaxing, and then, like, kind of work thoughts rush into my head and stuff, and it's hard to not think about that a little bit. Okay, got a bunch of little black dots to put on now. We're almost there. We're just got a bunch of little tiny pieces at this point. Sauna computer room, a fascinating concept. I don't know if the computer would enjoy that. It does sound relaxing if it were safe for the computer. like all these little bits we're adding on here that just add to the texture. Very nice. Yep, I had that backwards. The computer is walled off and you have those gloves you put your hands into to interact with the computer. That would possibly present some additional gaming challenges. So maybe that would just add to the fun. I love these little graphics they do. Don't put your minifig's eye out, or he'll cry. What a ridiculous sentence I said. It was a good one, though. Oh, I didn't even notice there's two of these little shooty guys. Oh, and then there's the little piece that is like the firing mechanism. And I guess all these red pieces are probably our blaster shots. So, oh, okay, they kind of go together. And then this piece, let's see, the roundy end sticks out, and we just kind of slot it in here. There we go. And, oh, that goes on top. Okay. Oh, I see. I looked at this and I thought it was coming out of the side, but it's actually coming out from the top here. It just snaps on there, and then I think we take these and stick them in there, and then I'll never find that again. I honestly kind of thought it would bounce off my monitor, but I was aiming very poorly, it seems. I might find it. You never know. You know, gloves, the kind you put your hands into. Like, I know exactly what you were trying to describe. It came across just fine. Wall hand gloves. Okay. That goes on there. And then that just kind of sticks into this hole here. And now it's time for that radar dish. Oh, I think we have a bunch of extra pieces here. Including that, possibly. Okay. Being a Lego designer is really cool. Like, I feel like it has to be a pretty enjoyable challenge to, you know, figure out, like, these are common Lego components. Even like this little weird guy comes up pretty often. It seems like it's got to be fun to, you know, figure out how to construct this. And now I'm wondering if, like, I know I know there's like online things where you can like literally design Legos, and obviously there's Lego games. But those are more around, like, you do some amount of building in those, but it's more around like playing with your little Lego guys, right? I'm just wondering if anyone has ever tried to like make a game out of designing Legos. I don't know how to describe that any better. But like a thing that comes to mind is I've been playing Neon White a little bit. And like that kind of takes the concept of speed running and turns it into a game with like defined goals. So like that's a little different than just speed running, right? Like it gives you specific goals and like kind of helps you progress in a way that, you know, just doing speed running on your own would require more of your own effort and creativity to get there. So it presents this concept in a way that is just more approachable, and you don't have to work so hard to get enjoyment out of it. And it'd be neat to have like that, but with like designing Legos somehow. Found a similar game. It's called Cyberhook. Less complicated mini speedrun game. Interesting. And you have a hook. Where does this go? I think this goes right here. This might be the last real step. Also, Neon White. That's another game I'm playing that I need to play more of. It's been a lot of fun. I played a whole bunch of it right after it came out, and I haven't gotten back to it yet. I did like the first two. I forget what word it uses to describe a group of levels, like the first two group of levels, and I spent a lot of time like going back through, and like there's little gifts you can find in each level, and then like different timed goals, and as you hit different goals, it gives you different things, like a ghost, so you can, you know, see your previous best run. And when you get to a certain point, you can get a little hint. Like if you get to the right spot, you can get a hint about an optimal path through the level. So I spent a lot of time replaying levels and just having fun doing that. It's pretty neat. So I think we did it. Now we're just learning how to make it shoot, which we have already played around with. Again, don't put your eye out. And push down, thing go out. They should make more games I'm good at. I agree, Hinton. Oh, right. And last but not least, you put your guy in there. Han Solo, have him sit down. And he's just got a little seat right there. I will say I would enjoy it if they gave us like an extra piece to stick in here to like kind of complete the Falcon without Han sitting in there. I think that would be neat if they had done that. But there he goes. That was fun. A very nice stocking stuffer, I must say. Yeah, he rides on top of this one, just like in the movies. I don't know where Chewie goes. He didn't come with this, so I guess he's got to find his own ride. What else we got in here? Ads for additional sets, of course. They always do this like page of minifigs as though you could simply get the minifigs by themselves, but no, you can't do that. You gotta buy a whole dang set. I would love a Mando and a Grogu. There's one smaller set that comes with them. I should probably just pick that up sometime. The set as a whole is a little uninteresting to me. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like I don't know, it might be like a speeder bike or something. But I would love a little Mando and Grogu. There's all our parts. If we need to order any replacements, I think we're good. That was fun. So I guess that's it. Heck, we finished well before 2 a.m. today. Actually, I'm gonna show off this keyboard again because I grabbed it to play with it myself. I'm gonna plug it in. Enjoy this rainbow lighting for a moment while I find someone to raid. Excuse me. Thanks y'all for hanging out. I thought about just building a keyboard on my own. But I figured it's more fun to do it on stream and chat with y'all. So I'm glad you hung out with me. Who can we visit? I should push my little schedule button, just a reminder. As I mentioned earlier, gonna play more Mask of Eternity on Saturday. Everyone's favorite King's Quest. Unsecret Crush will be back later today, technically, Thursday. And I believe her plan is to play Persona 3 because she's pretty much caught up on Genshin right now, and she had to cancel stream on Monday. So that's the plan. Unless she's going to correct me. Like you said, it's a great surprise. I hope you both have a great night. I hope you do too. Culinary says, great stream to relax and have your apprentice carry you in Genshin too. Your cat, I still know it exists. Our secret cat, yes. Oh, Efton has been auto-modded for allegedly calling me grumpy. Kima says, I'd love to see that keyboard do a sweep of red lights when connected, accompanied by the Knight Rider whoosh sound. That would definitely be amusing. Let's see. I think I'm hoping a particular stream is still going, but I think it is not. Let's see what other options we could choose from here. Oh, that could be fun. Ghoul Babe is playing Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers, the first game. I'm currently waiting for an ad. I'm curious if that's the original or the remake. But that sounds like fun. So let's having an extra key over here next to the delete key might take a little getting used to. Okay, I did it right. Wonderful. Ah, it is the original. Nice. Yeah, You have a rad night too, Silver. Efton. Oh, shoot. My mouse is being weird. I was going to scroll up to make sure I said good night to everybody, but something's going weird here, so I can't do that. But y'all have a great night, and I will see you around. Take care, y'all. Bye.